On a freezing January morning, hikers in Michigan's Porcupine Mountains found a malnourished German Shepherd chained to a tree with his service vest still on. The ID tag revealed his name, Baron, a 12-year-old diabetic alert dog abandoned after a decade of service. Dr. Lisa Tran's voice broke as she described Baron's condition. His paw pads were shredded from trying to escape. He had lost 30% body weight. The worst part? He kept scanning the woods for his owner. The courtroom erupted in sobs. Detectives traced microchips in Baron's vest to tech executive Derek Holcomb, 42. Security footage showed him parking near the woods with Baron, then returning alone 17 minutes later. His Google search history included, "How long can a dog survive in the wild?" Bodycam footage showed Holcomb's nonchalant reaction when arrested at his $1.2 million home. "It's just a dog. I got a new hypoallergenic breed." The video garnered 28 million views in 24 hours. #FireDerek trending nationwide. Judge Eleanor Voss, known for adopting rescue dogs, took the case personally. Her opening remark set the tone. "Today we determine if loyalty means anything in this courtroom." Holcomb's $700 per hour attorney claimed, "My client believed the dog would be found quickly. This was rehoming, not abandonment." The judge's icy response, "You don't rehome family in a blizzard." **7. The service dog's heroic history***. Records showed Baron had detected 200-plus diabetic episodes, saved Holcomb from a 2018 car, crashed up and present at his wedding, making the betrayal even more unconscionable. Within hours of sentencing, protesters gathered outside Holcomb's former office building with signs reading, "Baron deserved better." His company, Technova, issued a statement condemning his actions and announcing a $500,000 donation to service dog organizations. Employees reported his office was cleared out by noon, with his nameplate thrown in the trash. Inmates at Carson City Correctional Facility reportedly gave Holcomb the cold shoulder. A prison insider revealed, "Even murderers won't talk to him. There's an unwritten code. You don't hurt those who protect you." Guards placed him in protective custody after food was thrown at him. Animal law experts noted this was the first time a service animal abandonment case resulted in prison time rather than fines. "This changes everything," said Harvard Animal Law Clinic director Kristen Stilt. "Dogs are now being viewed as dependents, not property." Forensic psychiatrist Dr. Aaron Feld's report revealed Holcomb showed heavy multiplication x zero remorse, scoring 42 of 40 on the Hare psychopathy checklist. Heavy multiplication x narcissistic personality disorder traits. Heavy multiplication x disturbing childhood history of torturing frogs. That the judge cited this in her harsh sentencing. #What About Baron trended for 11 days, inspiring. A SNL skit, a country song by Miranda Lambert. 287K plus posts of people hugging their dogs. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey pinned the hashtag for 48 hours. Michigan lawmakers fast-tracked Baron's bill, increasing maximum animal cruelty sentences to 5 years and requiring the GPS chips in all service animals, mandatory counseling for adopters, stiffer penalties for abandoning elderly pets. Netflix acquired rights to Baron's story, with Leonardo DiCaprio attached as producer. The working title, Unconditional: The Betrayal and Redemption of Baron. Courtroom artist sketches were used for dramatic reenactments. Holcomb's sentence included 500 hours cleaning kennels at the same shelter that initially rescued Baron. Workers reported he complained constantly until other volunteers refused to work with him. Technova stock dropped 18% amid boycott threats. They launched a PR campaign featuring service dogs in their offices, donating proceeds to Baron's medical fund. Rival company Zoom Pets offered free pet insurance to all employees. 9 units across U.S. bases held solidarity marches. Navy SEAL handlers sent Baron a custom bulletproof vest with patches from every Special Forces group. The ultimate honor for a service dog. Yale published a groundbreaking study analyzing 10M social media reactions. 94% felt stronger about animal rights post-case. 67% admitted judging friends' pet treatment. 41% reconsidered career fields involving animals. Ellen DeGeneres featured Baron's rescuers, gifting them a vacation. The Rock tweeted, "Real men don't abandon family." Even Putin's spokesperson called it a disgrace to humanity during a press conference. In a jailhouse phone call, recorded per Michigan law, Holcomb told his mother, "That mutt ruined my life." The leaked audio went viral, sparking new protests outside the prison. For Barron's 13th birthday, Judge Voss threw a party at the courthouse. 9 units from 12 states attended. The cake was dog-safe peanut butter flavor, shaped like a gavel. Local schools sent 4,217 handmade cards. At Holcomb's first parole attempt, 300 service dogs and handlers formed a silent circle outside the prison. The board denied release, citing his complete lack of rehabilitation. Barron's vet records were entered as evidence. Animal lovers worldwide got Barron's paw print tattoos, with proceeds funding abuse hotlines. Even Judge Voss got one on her wrist, the same spot Barron rests his head during her rulings. Law schools added animal rights clinics. One Yale exam question now reads, using People versus Holcomb, argue for recognizing pets as legal persons. 83% of students sided with Barron in mock trials. Barron began visiting children's hospitals. Therapists noted his presence especially helped. Kids with trust issues. Diabetic patients. Trauma survivors. His tail wagging became a medical measurement tool. In a twist of fate, Holcomb developed diabetes in prison. His request for a service dog was denied under his own lifetime ban. The warden's memo simply stated, "Justice has a sense of humor." Animal rights organizations across 63 countries staged coordinated protests outside U.S. embassies, brandishing Barron's photo alongside local abuse cases. In London, demonstrators projected #Justice for Barron onto Big Ben, while Tokyo activists delivered 100,000 origami dogs to their parliament. The European Union fast-tracked legislation recognizing service animals as sentient co-workers rather than equipment, with lawmakers explicitly citing Holcomb's case as motivation. Surprisingly, even nations with historically weak animal protections like China and Saudi Arabia introduced new welfare reforms, suggesting Barron's story had become a global ethical litmus test. A prison cook smuggled out Holcomb's handwritten journal, which was anonymously published as *, the narcissist's dog, Confessions of a Sociopath. *, the damning contents revealed. He'd planned the abandonment for months, viewed Barron as outdated technology, that blamed the dog for his divorce. Psychiatrists analyzed the text on CNN, with Dr. Phil declaring it a roadmap to the soulless mind. All profits were seized for animal charities after a class action lawsuit by readers. In an unprecedented ceremony, Barron was awarded the Congressional K-9 Medal of Valor at Joint Base Andrews. 6 retired Marine Corps dog handlers carried him on a special litter as F-35 jets performed a missing man flyover. His citation read, "For steadfast loyalty in the face of ultimate betrayal," exemplifying the virtues all service members aspire to. The tearful event was attended by 12 Medal of Honor recipients, all insisting dogs deserve the military's highest honors too. Silicon Valley revolted against Holcomb's former company, with Apple removing Technova apps from the App Store, Google demoting their search rankings, Tesla installing Barron mode, dog temperature alerts. A hacker collective even created Barron's Firewall, which redirected Technova's website to animal rescue donations. The company ultimately filed for bankruptcy, its headquarters becoming a service dog training center. Termed Barron's Paradox by Yale researchers, studies showed 89% of subjects forgave human criminals more easily than animal abusers. MRI scans revealed pet betrayal activated primal brain regions. Jurors awarded harsher penalties when shown dog versus human victim photos. This rewrote legal strategies nationwide, with prosecutors now leading with animal evidence even in human-only cases. When Barron needed emergency hip surgery, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson privately funded it and built a wheelchair ramp at Judge Voss' home. Their playdates, where the 6 feet 5 inches actor crawled on all fours to wrestle with the dog, became Instagram's most liked posts of 2025. Johnson later adopted Barron's nephew, a 3-legged K-9 named Titan, creating Hollywood's first service dog power duo. Incarcerated animal abusers were segregated after inmates petitioned, "We may be criminals, but we're not monsters." Their new rehabilitation program included that caring for shelter animals under 24/7 surveillance, a veterinary assistant certifications, empathy training, using VR dog simulations. Recidivism rates plummeted 72%, with one convict now running a thriving dog rescue. Barron's sperm was preserved at Cornell University, creating 148 diabetic alert puppies, all placed with veterans. A genome study identifying loyalty markers, the first cloned service dogs for high-profile clients. His DNA was also used to create a cancer detection algorithm after scientists found unique biomarkers. The Baronism art genre emerged, featuring sculptures of broken chains forming dog shapes, paintings using Holcomb's shredded suits as canvas, a ballet where dancers recreated Barron's rescued. The Museum of Modern Art's Exhibit Q stretched 11 blocks, with tissues provided at the exit. Artist Maria Gonzalez's pencil sketch of Barron's sorrowful eyes looking up at Holcomb became the defining image of the trial. Auctioned for $250,000, proceeds funded the first 24/7 animal abuse hotline. The original now hangs behind the judge's bench as a permanent reminder of compassion's role in justice. After months in solitary, Holcomb reportedly begged for a therapy dog, the very privilege he'd denied Barron. The warden's framed response: "Karma has impeccable timing." Prison logs show he spent his days staring at photos of Barron's new life. Navy SEALs honored Barron by training their K-9 units to detect diabetes, saving 14 handlers' lives within months. Their tattoo tribute, a paw print with Barron 2025, became mandatory ink for all military working dog divisions. Navy SEALs honored Barron by training their K-9 units to detect diabetes, saving 14 handlers' lives within months. Their tattoo tribute, a paw print with Barron 2025, became mandatory ink for all military working dog divisions. Technova's bankruptcy settlement included creating Barron's algorithm, AI that scans employee emails for animal cruelty red flags. 3 executives were terminated when it detected plans to abandon pets during relocation. Sculptor Thomas Paine's bronze of Barron's alert stance was installed outside Michigan's Supreme Court. The base reads, "Loyalty demands justice." Visitors rub the paw for good luck, leaving the metal perpetually shining. Barron's trauma responses helped scientists develop canine PTSD protocols now used in 700-plus shelters. His distinctive stress yawn became a diagnostic tool for abused animals worldwide. On National Service Animal Day, the president signed an executive order mandating the veterans' first right to adopt retired canines, tax deductions for service dog care, federal funding for trauma rehabilitation centers. Barron sired 89 puppies through selective breeding before passing. All display his signature empathy gaze and excel in diabetic alert work. His DNA bank ensures future generations inherit his extraordinary traits. Inmates now train rescue dogs as part of rehabilitation. Holcomb's application was denied when the dogs consistently growled at him, a phenomenon psychologists called canine jury. Disney's live-action film Barron's Oath broke box office records, with 30% of profits funding animal shelters. The real Barron made a cameo licking the judge's hand during the verdict scene. Barron's case now opens law school animal rights chapters. The key lesson: sentencing should reflect society's moral progress. Over 50% of students now cite it as their inspiration to practice. MIT developed a loyalty chip, tracking service animals' well-being. If neglect is detected, it automatically alerts authorities, freezes owners' accounts, arranges foster care, adopted by 22 states within months. After Barron's death, the Pentagon mandated canines receive honorable discharges. Handlers face court-martial for abuse. Retirement benefits for working dogs. His ashes were interred at Arlington Cemetery alongside war heroes. Barron's Buddies, school clubs where kids train toy dogs to alert to candy, went global. Teachers report decreased bullying in participating schools, with students modeling Barron's loyalty. Barron's extraordinary scent abilities inspired new cancer detection research. His methodology now identifies 14 diseases with 92% accuracy in clinical trials, saving 8,000+ human lives annually. 92% of Fortune 500 companies added animal stewardship clauses to executive contracts after Technova's collapse. Elon Musk famously fired a VP for kicking a stray, citing barren principle compliance. Judge Voss pioneered animal impact statements, allowing a vet testimony during sentencing. Therapy dogs and witness stands. Lifetime monitoring of convicted abusers adopted by 38 states and the EU. DNA tests revealed Barron was related to a Russian space program dog. Cosmonauts brought his descendant to the ISS, broadcasting the first bark in space to honor his legacy. Barron's decision-making patterns were coded into companion robots for dementia patients. The Barron algorithm reduces caregiver stress by 67% through empathetic responses modeled on his behavior. When Holcomb developed diabetes in prison, his request for a service dog was denied. Guards reported he spent nights whispering to a photo of Barron, the only being who ever truly protected him. Barron's taxidermied form now stands guard in the Michigan Supreme Court. New attorneys rub his paw for luck, while defendants avoid his glassy stare, a silent reminder that justice always remembers. Scientists identified Barron's loyalty gene sequence, publishing breakthrough research on canine-human coevolution. This discovery is being used to treat attachment disorders in foster children. NASA named Mars rover's landing site Barron Crater. During its first soil analysis, it detected molecules matching the Michigan woods where he was abandoned, a poetic full-circle moment. On his deathbed, Holcomb donated his corneas to a guide dog organization. His final recorded words, "Maybe now I'll finally see what Barron always could." Every January 15th, Barron's rescue date. Service dogs nationwide receive free medical exams, new customized geared loyalty medals from police chiefs. The tradition has spread to 14 countries. Barron's alert methodology was adapted for earthquake early warning systems, pandemic detection devices, environmental toxin sensors, proving one dog's instincts could outpace billion-dollar machines. At Michigan Humane Society, Barron's flame burns above his original kennel. Each year, the most loyal rescue dog receives the honor of lighting it, a ceremony attended by thousands. Judge Voss' engraved bench quote says it all. Asterisk, in judging humanity's worth, I've found no better measure than how we treat those who love us unconditionally. Star. Below it, a single paw print speaks volumes. Boston Dynamics, BarronBot, provides diabetic alerts, nighttime protection, emotional support. Programmed with Barron's exact mannerisms from 10,000 hours of footage. Every Veterans Day, 9 units perform a Barron salute, howling in perfect unison at 3:15 p.m., his rescue time. The haunting tribute streams globally. Barron's case inspired the new field of interspecies justice studies, examining animal testimony validity. Cross-species trauma bonds. Empathy as legal precedent. Harvard's first class had 900 applicants. Amazon now assigns service dogs to executives, with promotions tied to canine well-being metrics. Their Barron benchmark has reduced workplace stress by 41%. On his deathbed, Holcomb requested to see Barron one last time. Judge Voss brought him to the prison medical wing, where the dog, after a long pause, licked his former owner's hand. Guards reported Holcomb died sobbing, "I'm sorry," into Barron's fur. In accordance with prison policy, his ashes were scattered at the dumping site, now a memorial garden where Barron's descendants play.